Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. I think I have 150, so I'm going to stick with that. As things stand, I believe we will reach 150, and if things go as planned, there may be a gain above that. Mark Yusko told us that Bitcoin will be around in 2024. That came from an interview earlier this year. In today's clip, we'll look at Mark Yusko in a couple of talks where he talked about what's next for Bitcoin in late 2024. Make sure you listen all the way through. This is really good. Also, if you're new to the channel, please think about becoming a subscriber. Every day, we add new movies about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. My name is Aaron and I work for Bitcoin Bros. Please visit our Patreon page to become a member of our VIP crypto group. We give you the best alpha in crypto and keep you up to date on the latest Bitcoin news. Check that out. Let's hear what Mark has to say about Bitcoin's future. There will be a bad surprise in 2024, I think. Again, I don't think it's collapse or depression. I just think that everyone was on the bad side of the boat last year, and now everyone is on the positive side. On the other hand, almost all macroeconomic indicators or main economic indicators have just hit new cycle lows. By this, I mean the lowest levels seen in the last 4 cycles. I don't think we've ever had so many negative reports of LI in a row. Crazy. That's one PMI that's down. After the PMIs changed, Raul talked about this. I believe you just talked to Jim Bianco. The things Jim said might have been about PMIs, but I believe there is a lot of macro news that is not so good. It's going to surprise a lot of people how low GDP was in the first quarter, but that's how things work. They change with the seasons, but they don't seem to do it right. That means it's always the last quarter. They might be getting close to zero, I think. I am not sure if it will go down. The gap between rich and poor is the widest it has ever been in the history of our republic. It really is amazing. It's a risk-free deal for a bank to take money from one side of the house and lend it to the other side of the same house and make a spread. This is what happens when you bail out the rich and give them money. That has a handout from the government. How about when they vote to give money to other governments and then some of that money goes back to the defense companies that they own shares in? Or, this is crazy when Ms. Pelosi is working on a bill about semiconductors and her husband is trading NVIDIA options in real time. What will corruption lead to? Your other statement that you have to give people money to buy things will come true because of this. So when you lower the value of the currency, prices start to go up. The trouble is that they don't go up in a straight line. They rise in a parabola shape. Again, I don't want to say that it will be like the Weimar Republic, but that's where you get it. There will come a time when the only way for the normal person to stay alive is with help from the government. At that point, it's not even about staying alive, it's just about voting for me and keeping me in power. In order to make up for it, I have to give you enough free power, gas, spending money, something else. But I haven't heard the word UBI in a while. It's interesting, it was very hot. For example, if I looked at how often people search for UBI on Google, that peak happened about 18 months ago. Not many people talk about that these days, but I'm really worried about the value going down. What does that mean for one of my other predictions? It means that Bitcoin prices will go up. Okay, good stuff. This is the year I've been talking about. This is crazy. There's been talk about this. I looked back at my Twitter history to see when I first talked about this. It turns out I've been talking about it since 2018, which seems like a long time ago. That's a long time. I've been talking about this cycle for 14 years and people are sick of hearing about it. But now it's here. We're days, not weeks. 24 is coming up in a few days and that's the start. And this is the first year, 2024, that the fair value is being cut in half. This brings it from 51 or 52. Let's just round it up to 50 to 100. Okay, that's 100. Then, in June, we see the start of the steep drop in crypto prices. So we move from crypto summer, which was the move toward fair value, to the parabolic, oh my god, FOMO, everyone in the pool. I've said this time that I think there's less leverage so maybe we only get 1.5 fair value this cycle instead of the 2.3, that's the most. In any case, those guys are 250. I'm most likely in the 150 area. That's just about supply and demand of having changing and having supply when those financial experts got the message. That they needed to get to zero, right? Had to get no points. 10% of a point. That's $30 billion. Okay, the price of Bitcoin would change by 1%, not $30 billion, which is not even a crazy amount. Only 1% is $300 billion. With $300 billion, there is more money than ever before. In fact, there is more fiat cash than has ever been turned into Bitcoin in its first 15 years. No, it's $1 trillion stock, people say. I said, yeah, but $1 trillion haven't gone in yet. Okay, not even 200 billion have been turned into Bitcoin yet. Okay. What's left is bid-ask spread, admiration, and network growth. Metcalfe's rule gets stronger. So if you put 300 billion into an asset that doesn't already have 300 billion in it, there were going to be big changes. So, but your point about which companies were going to come in was also valid. Take a look at my whole life. I worked in institutional investment. I worked for two big allocators, you know. I got paid to give these companies money. I mean, all the people that are talked about right now, like Druckenmiller. Stan Druckenmiller took my money when he worked at Soros, when he left Soros, and when he ran Duquesne. As for Howard Marks, you may have seen in the news that I was one of the first investors with him when he left Trust Company of the West. I'm just old. I've been here for a long time and have put these people in charge. So I know two things. First, how much money they have, and second, how eager they are to move forward. Third, the kind of cash they need to put their billions of dollars to work, not thousands or millions of dollars.